Welcome back to Stasis Geek. Ahsoka is finally here. We've had episode 1 and 2 drop. And what do I have to say about it? My thoughts. Kind of a review, not a breakdown, but this will have spoilers because fundamentally you can't watch it without noting certain elements in it and they're spoilers. Now, I don't get who this is playing to because you've got to look at it in 3 different ways, this show. The Star Wars fan, the normie, and then the Disney fan. Because there are certain elements that's going to clash, and there's certain groups that will go, I don't get what's going on, and they'll be, oh, that's amazing, and they'll be like, that's not what it is, what are you doing? Yeah? Now, the Star Wars fan is going to love the elements that are in this from Clone Wars, because you're a Star Wars fan, and you've watched everything, even Rebels, and you know what's going on, because this is a continuation of Rebels. No doubt. It's not a standalone Ahsoka. It's a continuation of Rebels. Because without knowing Rebels, you're not going to know what's going on. Like the normie. If you have a normie in your household, they're going to do a lot of this. What's going on? Who's that? Who that? What's a chopper? You know, it's going to be a bit strange for them because they didn't watch Rebels. Now, the Disney fan. Rebels is your Disney. Yeah, so Rebels was that's it. That's the boom. Yeah. And then you had, of course, the last season, of Clone Wars, Disney. So you're going to love that continuation. You're going to love the story. It's very well paced. Yeah, for the Disney fan. Yeah, and it's very well structured of what they've done in the past. Yeah. For the Star Wars fan, there's going to be elements that you like because it gives you that moment, and it's going to give you moments that you go, what the effing beep, 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 beep has just happened, because there are fundamental problems with this. Yeah, and this is where the Star Wars fan and the Disney fan is going to clash. And the normies are probably just going to be there and check out because they don't get the references. So it's very weird that they've not done Ahsoka standalone. They've done Rebels with Ahsoka as the lead. It's a bit odd. Now, let's go through certain things that I did it for me. Now, the first one is a weird one, but it took me out of the environment. It was the fabric choice that the costume designers used on all the uniforms. It looked cheap. You look at even the belts, they look cheap. It's like they've used some artificial horrid stuff, you know, in a sweatshop in China, badly stitched, badly cut, and it just looks awful. So it just pulled me away there slightly. So I don't get what that was. That was just a weird moment, and I was like, don't like it. What's that? You could have made the effort. That's it. Now, this is where Disney, the next bit, it frustrates most Star Wars fans. Because you watch Clone Wars, and you probably loved it. Why do they keep referring to Ahsoka as a Jedi? Even in this, she kind of goes, I walked away from the Jedi. This is the problem with Disney, is they don't understand the word, the meaning of the word Jedi. Now, legends are gone, whatever. But most Star Wars fans still know and believe there are different sets, religious groups out there that are Force wielders. Yeah? It's not just, you know the Force, you can wield it, you're a Jedi. But that's what Disney think. They've made it very black and white. Sith, Jedi, good, bad. That's it. We can't get more complicated. That there are other groups out there. You know, if you leave the religion of the Jedi, you're no longer a Jedi. You know, they don't get that concept. You have to be in it to be it. No, she's just a Force wielder. You know, it's a bit odd. They keep on referring, even after the fact that she left, Jedi, Jedi, Jedi. Don't like it. She's not a Jedi. Just don't understand why they keep doing it. They just literally have to have that black and white. Yeah, it is a Disney thing. Look at what they do. It's just what they do. So you have to go. Urgh. The next one The opening scene I liked, you know, just after the cutscene with the, I'm going to call them Siths, because that's what they're going to be called, is afterwards, is the bit in the temple, it just felt ripped off from the Fifth Element. Just saying it, I'm putting it out there. I just was like, wow, this is Fifth Element vibes. So that was just there. Thanks. The next one is, why do droids need cloaks? Certain ones didn't. Certain ones did. And I know George Lucas in prequels did it, and I hated it then. I didn't like it. And even now, I'm like, but why? Why does that droid need a cloak? And that one doesn't need a cloak. They're in the same environment. If it's to stop rust, they would all have cloaks. It's just, I don't get it. It's just the look, but it annoys me. And the next one is the lightsaber noise. The retract and detract. That noise has changed. You look at it, we'll hear it. It has. It's a bit, that's new. So that was a bit odd. You know, it's not from Rebels. You know, and it's a bit changed from Mandalorian. You know, even Boba Fett. It's just a bit, what's going on there? So I don't know what they've done there. You know, it's a bit odd they would change that. So the next one, this is where you're going to get that clash. You're going to get that spitting match on Twit, because Sabine's got trained by Ahsoka as a Jedi to become a Jedi. For me, what the... Because if you watch Rebels, where did that trait come from? She didn't show that ability. She had 2 Jedi. Yeah? Actual Jedi. Master and apprentice, I suppose. Because this first episode is called that. But Ahsoka then put it upon herself to train her at what point? At what point? Yeah? So it's a bit odd. Because she's not shown that trait. Yeah? And then she kind of didn't finish the training in this. Now, this is where I can see where this is going to go. And it's a Disney thing. They love doing this at the moment. Is how you become the greatest, how you overcome everything, is you just believe that you can do it. Because this show isn't going to have the training moments. It might have the wise words of Ahsoka, you know, to Sabine. But it's not going to be a full training movie, you know, a series. So it's going to be, it's obvious where they're going to do is you had the abilities all in you. Anybody can become a Jedi. If they do it, Star Wars fans are going to hate it. Disney fans are going to love it. Because it's just that thing Disney are doing, and everything they do at the moment is, you're great. You can do it. Oh, yes, I thought that I could do it, so I can do it. Oh, how you overcome things. It's horrible. So I don't get that trait of Jedi, especially why is Ahsoka doing it? You know, she didn't finish her Jedi training. She might be powerful as a Force wielder, but again, Disney, Jedi. You only can be a Jedi. So I didn't get it. When they get to the map room, they're looking for this key. Yeah, and the key will show them where Thrawn is. Now, we all know it's about Thrawn, you know, heirs to the Empire and all that. They've just kind of gone, let's do the map thing that was kind of in The Rise of Skywalker. And I was like, oh, is that what they're doing? Okay, a map. Now, they get this map and it looks like a tennis ball. Only way thing. And it's got like a puzzle in it that you've got to kind of work out. And Sabine works it out. But when Sabine works it out, there's around about 8 different options you could do. So anybody could have just played with it and guessed it. Give it to a 3-year-old. They would have worked it out. Oh, Mummy, it's glowing. Because that's what it did. It's just, you haven't got that many choices. You look at it, I was like, oh, they could have made it a bit more difficult. It was like, there's the map. Oh, if I deluminate some things, it shows me the base. Oh, click, 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 click. I worked it out. It was just a bit too simple. It should have been a bit of a struggle. You know, had to learn something. So do it, you know. It's just, I'm a great artist. Well done, Sabine. So I didn't get that. Also, the biggest, again, Star Wars fans are going to hate it. And I don't get what Disney, Lucasfilm are doing at the moment. That if you get empowered by a saber, you can survive. And survive very well. I'm like, if it hit a major organ, it's going to fuse it. Yeah? If it goes through your body, it's going to fuse that. You're going to die. Sabine, the biggest spoiler, gets empowered. And it's through like the rib section. It's like here. It's not like the stomach, what we've seen in the past. We're Qui-Gon Jinn. Like here. It's there. So there's some good organs there. So she survives. Okay, she might be a different race to humans. But why do they do it? It's a terrible concept. Hated it in Kenobi. It's not good. Okay, she got rushed to hospital, but I don't like it. I do not like it that you should be able to block. Now, in it, she's against the apprentice, the Dark Apprentice, or Sith, or whatever you want to call it. I'm guessing they're going to call them bounty hunters now, because it makes it, dark bounty hunters. Whatever. And they slightly got better. At what? At not using a lightsaber like a baseball bat. And I mean slightly. And it's from the apprentice, not Sabine. She uses it like a club. You know, hitting a seal over the head kind of moment. It's not a great fight scene. The apprentice, the Dark Apprentice, does it very, very okay. I'm going to say, well, okay, it's okay. But it's that. But then it gets spoiled by thrust, dump, what? Oh. If you're going to do it, like, rip it out. You know, why would you just go, did? This thing can cut. You go, so who's ever doing the choreography for the fighting, it's not like the Star Wars previously. It's not. This is the Disney fighting style. I don't like it. I really don't like it. So that's it. And also, there's the next. Nobody in the fighting scenes uses any real force abilities. At the end, looks like an Inquisitor. She's got the spinning lightsaber. Ahsoka's having a little quick fight. And the ship's going off. She doesn't use force pull, push at all. You know, no high jumps. Literally doesn't do anything. What is a bit odd, because we've done it in the past. And it's this new, again, Disney thing. So that's it. Now, apart from bringing back the Witches of Dathomir, it's an okay. The pacing in this starts really well. When I was, a bit of a CGI glitch, it seemed like at the start, and I was like, a bit jittery, but I'm going to leave that. It starts off really, this feels a bit Star Wars. This feels good. You know, it's shot very prequel-like, so you're going to like that. Then, the credit come in, Star Wars, Ahsoka. Then the pacing drops. Then it ups with a little bike scene. The bike scene with the music's going on. But this is, again, a producer moment. Because they drag out what they think is suspense to do what? It slows down the pacing. Because you've got this pacing here. And then it slows. And then pace it up again. And it slows. Instead of continuously what Star Wars normally is, it's got a bit of a story pacing issues. Not shot pacing issues. The story pacing issues. Because it's not delivering the next step to a story. You're still watching the same scene with a fast pace. But the pacing of the story is just dropped. So you're just viewing it. You're not learning anything. You're just viewing. So there's their problems. But if I had to say overall, now this is the thing with what's going on at the moment. Is it the best thing that's come out so far? Out these two, yes it has. But it's going to have a massive divide. Because it is for a Star Wars fan, you're going to like it. You're going to like the Ahsoka moments. If you like Rebels, you're going to like this Ahsoka Rebel show. You're going to want to know how they develop Heir to the Empire into this show. Yeah? Are they going to butcher something to make a show? Maybe. Are they going to make fundamental changes to what a Jedi is and a Force wielder? Looks like they're going to do it 100%. And you'll get annoyed. Now, there are going to be certain elements that I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to hold my... Yep, and I'm going to do it. Unfortunately, for me, I liked it, but then there was that pocket moments. You know, it burst the bubble and it took me out of the environment. Oh, and it was annoying because, that shouldn't be like that. That shouldn't do... you know, it's annoying because it's like they've not learnt, not just from the past, but what's like come slightly after it. You know, even leading up to this in Rebels, it's like, well, people have got like a TikTok memory. It's like, oh, they forgot about that, so we can just change it all. You know, it was in a book once. George might have said it in many interviews, but we can ignore it because we are Disney, Lucasfilm. So it's a bit odd. Don't know where it's going to go because you can speculate because it's just, you know, backing off Rebels. Now, it looks like what you've seen in Rebels, it might just go, and it might be just the Ahsoka Sabine show. You don't know. It's just lacking because it should be like an 8. Yeah, 8 out of 10, this one. But it's just lacking in them moments to push it there. So, it's a good, I would say, if I went by first to second, it's a 7 and a 6. Yeah? And I'm being a bit harsh there, but it's those moments that just went, oh, why? Why? I was enjoying that moment, and then you just had to say something that kind of contradicts what you've done in the past. You know, so it's that. So you're going to have a bit of a clash here. You're going to have a Twitter war, I'm guessing. There's going to be some very shouty people, and you're going to get those ones who say, oh, it's terrible. It's far from it. Yeah, there are fundamental changes they've done in it that makes it, but if you can ignore it, you're going to like that. Now, for a normie, I don't get this show for you. I'm just going to put it out there because it's not like it's new to you, if that makes sense, because you're going to have to go and watch Rebels. You know, have an understanding of what that is. Probably even watch a bit of the Clone Wars to find out about more in depth about Ahsoka. So, to pitch it to who? Because you're not doing it to the hardcore Star Wars fan because they're going to bring up the moments that are fundamentally wrong. Yeah? You're not pitching it to the normie because they're going to come in and go, I'm bored of asking all the questions. Out. Don't know what's going on. Have I missed an episode? Because that's what it's going to feel like. So, this is the new Disney Star Wars fan that hasn't watched any of the prequel, read any of the books, never seen the OT, heard about it, and just love not even what the sequels have done, just love the TV shows and just don't care if it all comes together. That's a bit of an odd play because there's going to be a lot of undeserved hate. Yeah. And a lot of undeserved love for this show. And it's obvious. You can tell that's going to happen straight away. So they're going to be, it's crap. Yeah, Ahsoka should have died. I'm not on that things. I like Ahsoka. I like Rebels. Yeah. Have a continuation story. That's good. But don't fundamentally on the past. It's not right. So, you're going to get that. Now, you're going to get the other side is you're going to get, it's amazing. It's the best thing Star Wars has ever done. Again. And I say again because you hear it again. The argument is it's good because it's good. It's what don't you want any content. Now, just be a bit firm on it. Now, I can't believe Dave allowed those slips to go in. You know, well, he been there. Well, he knows what a Jedi is. So how can a Jedi be somebody who's not in the Jedi Order? It's just a bit odd. So this is where Going forward, is it going to have a producer going, you should do this? The writing room came up with this great idea that doesn't make any sense, but I think it will draw in the numbers because it's just going to make everybody go, oh, we could do that. It's more modern, in a galaxy far, far away, so it's a bit odd. Now, the plus side to it, we could do a Star Trek Voyager here, because they're going to a different galaxy now, looks like it, just because that's where Thrawn is. So if they do that, they could have a Star Trek Voyager where they went so far in a different quadrant, different alien races. So we could see something that is very unique, and it's going to be Disney. Now, I don't mind it if they stay away from saying stuff lore-wise that we know that's happened in the past, and just go, break away. This is our galaxy, so we can do whatever we want. Do it. More than happy. The references to the back, just forget about it. Run with it. So if they did that, I could live with it. But when you're doing it about the Jedi and the Force wielders, stop it. Just stop it, because it gets very confusing to the old Star Wars fan, like me with the wrinkles. So we're going to have to wait. Strong start-ish. It's better. But yeah, there are fundamental things that just pull me away. But I liked it. Yeah, I'm not excited for the next episode because it didn't give me that. It just gave me what we kind of got from the trailers and what people have told us, and it didn't portray that on the screen. So again, for the normies, you're going to be like, so what's happening in the next episode? What's the hook? Because there isn't a hook on this. It's, I know about this because of this, and we're running with it. And I know about that because of this, and I want to know what they're going to do with it. It's a bit of an odd play. It's not well written, but the pacing's right. Yeah, the pacing for the story is kind of there. We're going to have to see how that's drawn out. Now, the scene pacing is wrong. I'll give you that. Story pacing seems to be getting there. So we want those bits where they like to... We're just going to give you 5 minutes of walking. Those moments. Stop doing that, because that's, the pacing of the show. It's not the pacing of the story. We've got the story. We know what's going on. It's odd. It's odd. It's odd. It's odd. I don't like it. So it's a bit odd. But yeah, things to love. Things that are wrong. Things that are going to be loved. Things that are going to be hated. But yeah, give us your thoughts as always. So give us your comments. Ooh, it's going to be interesting going forward to see how this show, keeps its numbers, because I don't think the normie's going to stick around. But yeah, give us a like as always if you want to like. As always, Stasis Geek out.